Hey everyone, welcome to Home Loans of Idaho, the podcast where we break down everything you need to know about getting into your dream home right here in the Gem State. I'm your host, Marcus, and today we've got a really insightful topic on deck. We're diving into FHA loans and busting some myths about who they're actually for. And I'm thrilled to have Sarah with me, a local mortgage expert who's going to help us unpack all of this. Sarah, welcome to the show.
Thanks, Marcus. I'm so excited to be here. FHA loans are one of those things that people hear about all the time, but there's so much misinformation out there. I can't wait to set the record straight.
Oh, I know, right? I've heard so many folks say, oh, FHA loans, that's just for first-time buyers. But that's not the whole story, is it, Sarah?
Not at all, Marcus. That's probably the biggest myth out there. FHA loans, those are loans backed by the Federal Housing Administration. They're not just for first-timers. They're for anyone who qualifies, whether you've owned a home before or not. I've worked with repeat buyers, people who've had financial hiccups, even folks going through life changes like a divorce or a big move. If you meet the requirements, this program's open to you.
That's super interesting. So it's really about accessibility then, right? Not just about being a newbie to the housing game.
Exactly, Marcus. The whole point of FHA loans is to make homeownership more accessible to a wider range of people. And that's where the flexibility comes in, especially with things like credit scores and down payments. It's not about whether you've bought a house before. It's about giving you a shot if your financial situation isn't picture perfect.
Gotcha. So let's talk about that flexibility for a sec. I've heard FHA loans are kind of forgiving when it comes to credit scores. Can you break that down for us, Sarah?
Yeah, for sure. So with an FHA loan, you can qualify with a credit score as low as 580. And at that level, you're only looking at a down payment of 3.5%, which is huge. Now, if your score's a bit lower, between 500 and 579, you can still get in, but you'd need to put down 10%. Compare that to conventional loans, where you're often looking at a minimum of 620 or even 640. FHA is just way more lenient.
Oh, wow. 580 with just 3.5% down? That's pretty incredible. For a lot of folks, especially if they've had some bumps in the road credit-wise, that could be a game changer.
Totally, Marcus. I've seen clients who thought they'd never qualify for a mortgage because their score was, in that fair range, like 580 to 669, and FHA opened the door for them. It's not perfect, of course. Some lenders add their own stricter rules, what we call overlays, so you might still need to shop around. But the baseline from FHA, it's so much more approachable.
Right. And let's not skip over that down payment piece, 3.5%. That's gotta be a big draw for people who don't have a ton saved up, right, Sarah?
Oh, absolutely. Think about it, Marcus. For a $300,000 home, which, isn't unrealistic in parts of Idaho right now, that's just $10,500 down with an FHA loan. Compare that to a conventional loan where you might need anywhere from 5 to 20%, so $15,000 to $60,000. It's a massive difference. That low down payment lets people get into a home sooner without waiting years to save up.
Man, that's huge. Who's got $60,000 just sitting around, So for someone who's maybe renting and watching home prices climb, this could be their ticket in.
Exactly. It's not without trade-offs, though. I always tell my clients, with a lower down payment, you're borrowing more, so your monthly payments are going to be higher. Plus, FHA loans come with mortgage insurance premiums, or MIP, that add to the cost. Especially if you're putting down less than 10%, you're paying that insurance for the life of the loan. So it's not free money, but it's still an amazing entry point.
Good to know. So it's accessible, but you gotta weigh those long-term costs. Sarah, let me ask you this, though. Who do you think benefits most from this kind of loan, since it's not just first-timers?
Well, Marcus, I'd say it's anyone who's got limited savings or a credit score in that 580 to, say, 680 range. It could be someone rebuilding after a financial setback, or maybe a repeat buyer who doesn't have a big chunk of cash for a down payment after selling a previous home. I've even had clients who are relocating to Idaho and just need something flexible to get settled. The FHA program is really designed to cast a wide net.
That's awesome. I love how it's not pigeonholing people into one category. So just to wrap this up a bit, Sarah, if someone's listening right now and thinking, hey, this might be for me, what's the first step they should take?
Yeah, great question. I'd say start by checking your credit score. Get a sense of where you stand. Then talk to a local lender or mortgage broker who knows FHA loans inside and out. They can run the numbers, see if you qualify with that 580 plus score and 3.5% down, and explain the costs like MIP. It's all about getting that personalized picture.
Perfect advice, Sarah. Thanks so much for breaking this down for us. I think a lot of listeners are going to feel like a door just opened after hearing this. Folks, if you've got questions about FHA loans or anything else home loan related here in Idaho, don't hesitate to reach out. And that's all for today on Home Loans of Idaho. Sarah, thanks again for joining me.
My pleasure, Marcus. Anytime.